Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Daily Read on YouTube. I'm your host, Dakari Dio. Once again, the working website will be realhistory.www.com, and the www short for worldwide, for the world's first human beings and all their civilizations were diverse blacks. Now, guys, you have to forgive me. I am a truck driver, so I don't have the luxury of being home all the time. I typically do 3 months out. I take 10 days off, so I've been back home since Thursday. And today is Sunday, so I'm actually going to start my marathon of making videos. Hopefully, that can change in the future. I'm originally from Jamaica, so I have a Jamaican jerk marinade I'm going to be making a website for, and hopefully, I can start selling that online so I can quit truck driving. I love driving the truck. I've been doing it for over 4 years. But I'd like some more home time. Anyway, so you have to forgive me on the lack of videos. But with that being said, I always remind people that if human beings have been on planet Earth for, let's say, 100 years, 99 of those years, there were no redheads, there were no blondes, there were no blue eyes, green, hazel, or gray eyes, and there were no non-black skinned people. As a matter of fact, there were no straight hair or curly hair. Now, if you learn genetic science, you understand that brown-eyed peoples were programmed to produce blue-eyed peoples and other non-brown-eyed variations. These are called genetic mutations. Mutations or code changes affecting different genes at different positions or loci. Okay, and we should know that it takes two black-haired peoples to produce a redhead or blonde, and basically non-black skinned peoples came from the wombs of black skinned people. Okay, now, if you don't understand genetic science, then this is not the website for you because you're going to be frustrated because I'm going to say that the original, for example, the original black cultures of China or the original black cultures of Bulgaria. And you might say, well, Bulgaria is not black peoples, but for example, just because you live in Australia does not mean that you represent original peoples of Australia. Okay, so it's important that we get away from history because history is a set of lies that people have agreed upon. Okay? Yes, they did ship people from Africa, but if you know your scriptures, those people fled into Africa from Northeast Africa, which is now called Middle East, by in the millions. And the scriptures said that God would send them back into Egypt. Egypt representing bondage, enslavement, and he would do it this time by way of ships. But those people had nothing to do with the original humanity who populated every continent, subcontinent, and all the islands of the seas. I have pictures of people of Hawaii. They were all black skinned peoples. Okay? So please, I don't want to see the negative comments because that tells me that you do not understand basic genetic science. Okay. Now, with that being said, today I want to talk about the Maya civilization. So what I decided to do, guys, instead of putting up lengthy videos and all this information, I figure I'm just going to put up mostly pictures with small passages. Okay, and that'll work best. All right. So let's get to it. All right. So the first picture speaks for itself. It's in a tomb or some type of underground, uh, burial chamber, perhaps. I'm not sure. So with that, let's begin. All right. So the Maya, as they are now called, occupied a territory in what is now called southern Mexico, Guatemala, and northern Belize. Okay. As early as 1500 BCE, the Maya had settled in villages and had developed an agriculture based on the cultivation of corn. Look at the pictures. Maize, beans, and squash. By 600 CE, cassava, sweet manioc was also grown. All right, so let's go back and look at this picture. Here, I really don't know exactly what it's depicting, but as you can see, The painting, for the most part, has been removed or watered down, or perhaps this is the way they painted it. Okay? But for the most part, the Mayans, in their pure state, were black skinned peoples. Okay? And as we can see with this next picture here, I believe is a Mayan god. Okay? He's painted as a black man. Now, what is black? Black is a color. Don't tell me, oh my God, he doesn't look black. Black is a pigment. Your look is a phenotype. All phenotypes, that is, all hair types, even hair color. For example, there are blondes with black skin. Okay? All hair types, every shape of the skull, the nose, the lips, and the eyes, every body type had this particular skin color first, black. Okay? And from those many variations of non-blacks, the super creator of the universe, God, genetically. So, for example, we use the brown bread to produce the white bread, genetic manipulation. In this case, physical manipulation, rather. We bleach it. Same concept. There are genes that causes a bleaching effect so that darker eyes can produce lighter eyes. Darker hair can produce lighter hair, and darker skin can produce lighter skin. Same concept of using brown bread to produce white bread, brown flour to produce the white flour, brown sugar to make white sugar, brown rice to make white rice. One variation producing the lighter variation, or the darker variation giving birth to the lighter variation. Okay? All right. So here we go. Let's move on now. Okay, this I took off Pinterest, and it says Mayans of Bonampak, Chipas, 600 to 900 AD. Black Skin and Smoking Cigarettes Before the Days of Marlboro. And this was by Mark W., August 19, 2008. Now, they have a trend, right, guys? What they like to do. They like to erase. Now, if you notice the background of this pottery, whatever this happens to be, the hand up here to the right, the black color has been removed. See, the black color has been removed. Now, did the people do this? Or did someone come along and do this? You judge for yourself. But basically, I put a side note. If you look closely, you will notice that the black paint has been removed from the hands. This is not a mistake. You judge for yourselves. Can I have a black body with brown fingers? LOL. All right, so let's move on, guys. All right, and the same thing here. A lot of the painting, I can guarantee, has been watered down. Okay, see, it's been watered down, or perhaps invaders. Who knows? And you can see these people they have dreadlocks or what seem to be like locks all over here on the bottom row. Seem like they're defeated enemies, and seem like this is a prisoner. I guess he's begging for his life. Who knows? Okay. Anyways, I can only speculate. I wasn't there. All right. So the rise of the Maya began about 250 CE and lasted until about 900 CE. At its height, the Mayan civilization consisted of more than 40 cities, each with a population between 5,000 to 50,000 inhabitants. Okay, and I really love this picture. It shows their primitive weaponry. That's why they were so easily defeated by the Black Spaniards. Yes, I did say the Black Spaniards because the first European king of the Incas, Carlos Quintos, was a black man. And if you would like, I can always put his image up. And it shows the Incas as black peoples. Recessive phenotype, recessive hair, that is straight hair, sharp nose, thin lips, blacks. Okay? So remember, black is the color. Every human being had that color first. And then they gave birth through mutations affecting different melanin genes to a lot of variations of themselves. Okay? Learn genetics, please. I don't do the arguing back and forth. Some people try to do it, but obviously they don't understand genetic science. And if it's like asking a blue-eyed person, "Hey, how do you get a blue-eyed person?" My mom has blue eyes. And I'm like, okay, well, how did she get blue eyes? Her mom had blue eyes. So they don't understand mutations and how mutations affect different genes. Genes being mechanisms that perform functions. For example, the OCA2 gene, which is an acronym for oculocutaneous albinism type 2, the gene responsible for the first blue-eyed peoples with non-black skin. Anyways, moving on. All right. So the main cities were Tikal, Wakatan, Lopan, Bonampak, Dos Pilas, Calakmul, Palenque, and Rio Bay. Okay, now that's my presentation, guys. Usually I have like 4 or 5 pages of words, and most people don't like that. I just give a small presentation. Just look at pictures, okay? And with that, guys, to recap, these are the Mayans. You judge for yourself. They started off as a diverse black civilization, as all other civilization. Okay, somebody decided to ride by when I'm doing my presentation. I do live in Las Vegas, so it's crazy. Okay, okay, he's gone now. All right, guys, thank you for checking it out. Once again, the working website is realhistory.www.com, where the world's first human beings and their civilizations were diverse blacks. Okay, guys? So thank you for watching, and I'll be putting some more videos up shortly.